Okay. What's going on? LBHT crew B. What is going on?
I don't know. You had a little robot voice going on there for a second.
Oh, man.
What's going on with you?
Sounds like I need a new microphone. Okay. And how can I afford to get a new microphone? I'm going to tell you how you can support the kid to get a new microphone right below me. It's not above me anymore. It's below me. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. That's how you can help us poor folks out and then get some upgrade on the equipment. You like the new graphic? We decided to switch it up a little bit. We're still working on some things here, but I hope you like it. There's more to come. But welcome everybody. What's up, Couch Rider Raven? I see you in there. I see Tony Hendo. What's good, Tony Hendo? He got the wrench. What?
What's up,
Jason Moyer, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Andre Mears. Yes. Yeah, Danity, what's going on? Finally early. That's what I'm talking about. Got my little man.
Fancy. That's right.
Oh, do you like the shirt? Do you like that? What's that say? 8 is the way. 8 is
what's
the way.
On, Derek?
If you guys like that shirt, it's available on the store right now. Yes. LBHTshow.com/shop. That's where you can get one of these shirts. Okay. And we got some more merch on there. Our man Derek Whitley actually caught something from that store today. Shout out to you. Yes. Just Aloe, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. You didn't shout out our little man Jacob there. You missed Jacob.
That's right, Tony.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jacob?
What's up, son? All right. Well, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. But if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now.
We did get a cash app to start the show from our guy Noah. He says for Showtime LBHT crew.
Shout out to Noah. And if you want to be awesome like Noah, there's a couple ways you can do that. One is right below B, not above B anymore, right below B. Okay. $, LBHT Show. That's our cash app. That's what we use as our super chat. And also, B's going to pin a link here shortly. That's for our Streamlabs. Okay, those are 2 ways that you can donate. Leave your comment, and we will read it on air. All right. Also, we are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. All right. So those are 3 ways that you can find us.
That is disgusting, Ferris.
I'm not even going to read that, Ferris. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not new here, hit the like button, but subscribe. Yes. Okay. Subscribe. We do a show every Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. right now. All right. And following that, we do our overtime show. We got a lot to talk about today, guys. Ravens. Wasn't a good game, but we're going to regroup. Okay. We're going to get right in the bye week. We picked up a new addition today to the O-line. So things are looking up. Panthers, things are looking not so up.
Same.
Look, and we're gonna. There's my man right there. That's my little man right there. You want to say hi real quick?
Wow.
Yes, he's got his tie-dye shirt on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
what's up, King?
Deshaun Watson what's up, King of Pugo? Deshaun Watson may be on the move, may not be. We'll see. Is he still in play for the Panthers? B?
No.
Don't tell him yet. We're gonna discuss that. We're going to discuss that.
All right. Well, don't ask me questions that you don't want me to answer.
That was a teaser. It's the beginning of the show. You're supposed to notice. I was throwing you an alley-oop.
Wow.
All right. So before we start the show, we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
I mean, is that a teaser too, or can I go?
You may go.
Okay. Just wanted to do a real quick one this week, talking about the cartoon character Betty Boop. I'm sure all of you know and remember Betty Boop, unless you are not old, in which case you may not know who that is, but don't worry about it. Betty Boop was kind of like a was considered a sex symbol when she first came out about in the 30s, early 30s. The first kind of animation sex symbol, right? And was widely believed to be based on the singer Helen Kane. And Helen Kane had come to fame a couple years before Betty Boop had come out or was created. And Betty Boop kind of looked a lot like Helen Kane and sounded a lot like Helen Kane, and Helen Kane did not appreciate that. And in 1932, Helen Kane sued the creator of Betty Boop, saying, "Hey, you stole my identity for this cartoon, and you need to give me $250,000,000," which was, obviously a lot of money back then. And during the proceedings, it came out that Helen Kane may have gone to a club in Harlem in 1928 and saw baby Esther Jones performing. And maybe she stole her act. so was actually not entitled to anything. Baby Esther Jones was a black woman who would sing in Harlem, in and around Harlem in nightclubs, doing she was a jazz singer, doing that kind of baby talk style. And yeah, so Helen Kane came through, said, "I'll appropriate that," and became famous, and then tried to sue somebody else for stealing her identity, lost. But the unfortunate thing is, baby Esther Jones's manager actually testified in that trial and was like, "No, she came to this club, she saw Esther Jones, and she stole her whole thing." And Esther Jones still didn't get the notoriety that would come along with being the originator of that style.
Right.
And it's just kind of another reminder of the way things go for Black creators in this country, and have for a very, very long time.
They told Esther Jones, "You made it a hot line, we made it a hot song."
Pretty much.
No respect. Yeah, man, that's an infuriating story, which leads right into our first infuriating topic. Okay, well, not right now, because this week, we don't have to take a beating like we took this last week. Okay, but the Ravens are on a bye week. Let's talk about what moves do they need to make, guys. What moves do they need to make to right this ship? Because what I saw on Sunday, not looking good.
Well, I mean, Rob Ryan already said that Patrick Queen, he has all the ability, all the talent, and he's just playing too fast, trying to do too much. And when the game slows down for him, he'll be just fine. He'll be great. He said to remember that Ray Lewis wasn't Ray Lewis, from the beginning either.
That's one of those things where you should have stopped a sentence short. Okay, stop a sentence short. First of all, he didn't coach Ray Lewis. All right, he didn't coach him. His brother coached Ray Lewis. And just because of that, I looked up Ray Lewis's stats, and yeah, his first year, I guess, I mean, it's still better than Queens, but his second year, Ray Lewis's second year, he had 184 total tackles. All right, 100. Thank you, son. 150. Wow. 150 solo tackles. All right, I think 4 sacks and an interception. That's his second year. Yeah. So yes, and that was one of his best years ever in the league. Ray Lewis was Ray Lewis as soon as he stepped foot on the field.
And Ray Lewis wasn't going out there missing 16% of his tackles, right? Which is what Patrick Queen has done the first couple of years of his career. But Rob Ryan also said that, "What's up, Eric L?"
What's up, Eric L? Thanks for coming through.
Yes. He says, yes. "Thank you for another story to remind us of how remarkable we have always been." Yes, sir.
That's right.
But yeah, Rob Ryan also said, while saying that Patrick Queen has all the ability, all the talent, and things just need to slow down for him, he did say they're going to spend the bye week working on tackling, which is not something that you ever really want to hear a professional team say. That's something that you should really have down before you get to the NFL, right?
But here's my thing, though, B. This is why we criticize the coaching staff so much, because okay, we're all getting on Patrick Queen for not being a good tackler. What's Rob Ryan's job?
Yeah,
he's a linebacker coach. He's supposed to correct that, and if he can't do it, he's not doing it. And it's not just Patrick Queen; it's the whole team that's not tackling. So what's the coach's responsibility in all this? So
nothing.
If they're not,
if most fans,
right, it's an attitude thing. They have the wrong attitude, and the coach is supposed to correct that. And if he can't correct it, get him out of here and get somebody in there who can. Patrick Queen's not going anywhere. He's a first-round pick. We invested too much in him.
Yeah.
You better fix him. This whole, he's going to learn how to tackle better and all that. Oh, he's taking responsibility. Well, I mean, what else he's going to say? Of course, he's going to take responsibility. What's the coaching staff going to do? I haven't heard any coach say, "Hey, that's on me.
Yeah.
I need to do better."
Danity says, "Is it bad coaching because all of them can't tackle?" Well, that's when it is bad coaching. Like if it was just Patrick Queen, I would say, "Man, Patrick Queen got to take a seat."
Exactly. Right? Do you think everybody on team? You think everybody on team's that bad?
Yeah, but when all of them can't tackle, it's definitely a coaching thing.
Yeah. So,
but not to worry because the Ravens have been working out kickers, punters, and long snappers.
That's gonna fix the problem. That's gonna light a fire under them.
That's right. That's right. They also signed Cedric Ogbuehi to their practice squad. He's a tackle. He was a former first-round pick. He is not good at blocking opposing players, which was kind of his job, but
we got him
there now. So
okay, dirt cheap. We got him at the Raven price. Couch by the Raven says how many games did Patrick Queen start in college? He got time to learn, but that's the problem. He doesn't have time to learn. He's a starting linebacker.
Yeah, so he is very young. He was drafted very young. He wasn't experienced, but that's why you don't take him in the first round.
Yeah,
or you don't start him. And look, this is where they are missing. This is where like the injuries are really showing up, right? This is where they're missing LJ Fort.
Yes,
I mentioned before. Also, Marcus Peters kind of brings an attitude to the team. LJ Fort, he would kind of stabilize that middle linebacker position, which is kind of what they brought Josh Bynes back to do. So that's where they're missing him. But he's in his second year. He was a first round pick. The excuses are done.
Yeah, I agree. JB3, thank you for joining the live stream. He says coaches are coaching schematics. They're not teaching tackling and catching. Like Brodny said, those things should already be a part of their game. I agree, JB3, and that's why we don't give a lot of credit to Keith Williams and T. Martin. We're not saying they're not helping, but like when people say, "Oh, they make all the difference in the world," it's like, well, that's not what coaches really do in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And not saying that they're not doing it, but it's hard to quantify that. It's hard to say which ones are doing it, which ones aren't doing it. Right. So that's why we don't always give, all the credit to the coach when players do well. Anytime players do well, or the team does well, we want to sing praise to the coaching staff. Like they're doing something. Every time they play poorly, we say, it's not on the coaches. It's on the players. You can't have it both ways.
Right. We did get another anonymous cash app. It says, "Thank you for a remarkable job as always." Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Brandon Buck is in the house. What's up, Brandon? Thanks for coming through, man. He says, "Do we know who We Hoopin' is?" No, I don't know who that is.
I've heard of him, but I've never actually watched his videos.
He's a YouTuber.
Yeah. Oh. Apparently a pretty infamous one with the Ravens.
Okay.
I was looking for the comment. I didn't see it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Do you know him? If you know him, tell him to give us a shout out. Tell him to tell his people subscribe.
King says, "Wish we didn't have a bye this week. I hate sitting on this loss." Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need to sit there and think about what they've done.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I'm glad we had a bye. We needed it, right? Like we needed it. I didn't want it to keep rolling downhill, right? I didn't want it to be, okay, well, we have an issue that we just can't fix and we got to go and play another team that has all the talent in the world on offense and we can't stop it. Sometimes you need that little break to regroup, refresh, hit, and just get back to basics. And hopefully they do that on the defensive side. We're really good coming off the bye. And we have a favorable matchup. I mean, not on the offense, but not in their offense, but we should be able to win that game coming off the bye. I hope we get focused.
The Jamar Chase play was the same play AJ Brown did to y'all. AJ Brown play was worse. There was a lot more contact on the AJ Brown play, and he pushed 3 or 4 Ravens into the end zone.
I'm not even sure what was worse because at least that one they tried. They just couldn't tackle him. This one, they're just like, pat him on the back harder.
It's worse to get big board like that in the NFL by AJ Brown.
I don't think so. At least they put in effort just to see a guy just
listen. You're sounding exactly like all those people who used to be in Bomani Jones mentions anytime he would post a dunk talking about, oh, he took the charge. No, it's not okay. You got dunked on. You didn't want to do that. Make the blocker get out the way. right? Make the tackle or just pat him on the back as he runs away.
Listen. A dunk is 2 points, and 2 points is 2 points in the NBA. This is 6 points in NFL. Points don't come as easily as they do in basketball. All right. It's not the same thing.
Unless you ask the New England Patriots, their points came pretty easily last week, dropping 54 on the Jets.
Yeah. All right. So, Oboyhibi, is he gonna make a
Spooky J says, I guess LJ Fort was our best defensive player.
I try to tell you guys. What did I say? What did I say when we drafted Queen and Malik Harrison? Malik Harrison is not taking LJ Fort's job. I mean, he ended up taking it because Fort got hurt.
Yeah, but right here, man. Getting dragged by one man should hurt your pride. Yes, it should.
Yeah. But I said it then. Like LJ Fort he's not that old. I think he's 30, 31.
Yeah.
Right. And he had to work hard to get to where he's at. And he's not a great athlete, but the thing that he does well is he knows his gap assignments. Like he can read defense well. He's never out of position and he tackles. He's a solid tackler. And that's something that these other guys aren't yet. So I knew like Harrison was, if Fort was healthy, Harrison was not taking LJ Fort's job.
Right.
I don't even see Harrison out there anymore.
What's up, King Bird?
What's up, King Bird? How you guys doing today? Happy to see y'all making my day. Well, thank you. Glad we can do that.
Yeah. So yeah, like we mentioned, they got some reinforcements on the line with Oboyhi coming on the practice squad. They're working out some players who are definitely not going to make the team. So it looks like any kind of improvement will be coming via the trade market. There are a couple players available.
We didn't mention Derek Wolfe is supposed to be coming back too.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, obviously Baltimore is going to continue to get healthy. Chris Westry will be coming back. Derek Wolfe just got activated. I hope Dalen Hayes is coming back. I haven't actually heard if
I forgot about Dalen Hayes.
If his injury was season-ending or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would expect the Ravens to continue to get healthy, but they have a couple of positions where they don't have guys to get healthy.
Right.
Like they're just bad. They're bad at running back. They're bad at tackle. And again, Marlon Mack may be available. He asked for a trade. He asked publicly. Up to this point, they say the Colts have not been really interested in moving him.
Right.
Obviously, Mark Ingram was available. He just got traded to the Saints today. But at tackle, also, there's talk that Cam Robinson from the Jaguars is available because he's coming up on free agency, and it looks like they're not interested in bringing him back with good reason. But Andre Dillard out of Philly, first round pick from a couple years ago, they're saying that with a day 2 pick, they think that you'd be able to get Andre Dillard out of Philly. And I know that Baltimore has multiple day 2 picks.
Yeah, if they're not asking for a first round pick because he's starting, right? And from what I can understand, he's doing a solid job.
Well, he's doing all right, but he's not really their starter. I mean, he's playing. They had him playing at guard for a bit. He's kind of moving around. I don't think that he's, I don't think that they're planning on starting him at left tackle anytime soon.
Right.
So, they may be looking to move him, get a quality pick so they can rebuild that dumpster fire they've got going on in Philly.
Felipe says he's a swing tackle. Now in Baltimore, he's a starting tackle. Look, a day 2 pick means you got to do it. You got to do it. I don't care. Miss me with all that draft value and all that stuff, or we get we can get a better value that if we keep the pick and all that stuff. No, we're past that because we're not hitting on our picks. So when you don't get it right multiple times, you can't use that anymore. You have to give up the pick to get somebody that's proven up to a certain point. So if that's what we have to give up, then it needs to be done. It needs to be done.
What's going on, Deshaun? He says, might as well trade for Robinson. Philly fans hate Dillard. Philly fans hate everything. Opposing defenses love Cam Robinson, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I were making a move, I would make a move for Dillard. But I think we know that Baltimore's probably not going to make a move.
More than anything, we have to fix the tackles. I mean, the whole O-line needs to be revamped. But more than anything, we have to do something with the tackle position. God, they looked awful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Villanueva I don't know. Why even put him out there? I
they have to at this point. I mean,
yeah,
McCarry's hurt. Don't know when he's coming back. They don't have anybody else.
yeah. And I
They're
still
going to
see
be starting
people.
Tyree Phillips. They want to play him at guard, but they have to start him at tackle now.
I see people on Twitter still making excuses, guys. We don't look. I try not to mix it up with anybody on Twitter. Like, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's fine, but guys, stop praising an organization when they get things wrong. It's okay. You can still like EDC. I like him, but he's gotten some things wrong. They completely messed up this offseason. They completely messed it up. They did just about everything wrong, guys.
Yeah.
Just about. Because what are the offseason acquisitions that we're happy about right now? Like, what do we like?
Kyle says, answer your phone. They're calling y'all for tryouts.
No, I can't help them, man. I can't help them. But what are we happy about from the offseason?
I mean, look, the Rashad Bateman,
okay.
he looks promising. Always played well.
But see, I'm not happy about that because yes, always played well. I'm not happy about the pick still because we needed a tackle, right? We traded our starting right tackle and did not replace him. We told you guys at the time, Villanueva is not a starting tackle, left or right. That's why he was available. He was one of the last tackles out there that was available for a reason. So that wasn't a good move. Drafting and then hence drafting Owe wasn't a good move because we needed a tackle. So I still don't see that as a good move. That wasn't a good move. Sammy Watkins, yeah, we like Sammy Watkins. That wasn't a good move. We could have signed AB, right? We could have signed a whole bunch of players that were better.
And they tried to sign a few of them.
Yeah.
But it failed.
So I mean, yeah, Big Q like Sammy Watkins, and don't get me wrong, I like Sammy Watkins, Big Q. Don't get me wrong, I like Sammy Watkins, but I mean, AB's been wanting to come here for 2 years,
right?
And we see how AB's doing. I'd rather have AB. There are better moves that we could have made that we just decided not to do, and money was not the issue. AB isn't getting paid anything, right? He's not being a problem over there in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady.
No.
Right. So you can't use that excuse of, he'd be too much of a diva and all the other nonsense that we say when we know we're not going to get somebody. Just say, hey, our organization is making bad moves. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, and there's really no way to deny it at this point because, Lamar is under heavy pressure every single week.
Yeah.
The Athletic put out an article just kind of highlighting one player from each team who could be traded. Not a whole lot of O-linemen on this list. There are a couple running backs. We mentioned Marlon Mack. He's a guy who had proven to be very explosive a couple of years in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Over 2 seasons, not even full seasons, but over 2 seasons, he had 1,900 yards and 17 touchdowns. Don't know what the Colts are looking for in terms of, in a trade for Marlon Mack. Up until this point, the talk has been that they're hesitant to move him. So you may not be able to get him. There's some wide receivers available. They think Allen Robinson may be available. Michael Thomas, maybe Michael Gallup, because he's coming up on contract. I doubt he gets moved.
Raven Ron said Antonio Brown be 34 next year, right around the Raven age.
No kidding. For our guy Ferris, there is talk that multiple teams are calling the New York Giants for Pro Bowl tight end Evan Ingram.
I thought you were going to say Kenny Galladay.
No. I don't think anybody's calling right now for Kenny. But yeah, Evan Ingram might be on the move. That'd be pretty interesting to see who gets bamboozled into taking him on.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Baltimore, it's going to be tough trying to make any move in the trade market, I would think. Brandon Cooks, he looks like he wants out of Houston. He was very upset on Twitter after Mark Ingram got traded.
Oh, is that what he was tweeting about?
Yes. Oh. Yeah. It was right after they broke the news about Mark Ingram. He was very upset.
Yeah.
He said it's a joke. He's only owed $1.5 million over the rest of the season. But again, Baltimore's probably not really looking for wide receivers at this point.
No, not at this point. And I'm fine with not making that move, right?
Yeah.
Like Cooks is a good wide receiver,
mm-hmm.
but that's not somebody I want to shake up the roster for necessarily. If it was AB or one of these upper tier wide receivers, sure, but not for Cooks.
Danny, he said it was BS and it was such a joke.
Yeah. Real quick, we got 41 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. We're on a road to 1,000 subscribers. Go ahead and help us out, man. We're trying to reach that sooner rather than later. We ain't set a due date, but sooner rather than later, man. Also, B, can you put that link in the chat one more time? Because you guys, man, you've been blowing up the chat. You have a lot to say today. You guys are feeling passionate about that loss. Look, sometimes you gotta take an L, and the Ravens always do this. We always take an L like that. It's an embarrassing loss. It's kind of a little wake-up call. And yes, we have some issues. But I still feel like we're gonna compete. I can't say right now that we can win a Super Bowl with this mess at O-line, but I want to see what they do by a trade deadline. They have to make some moves. There's no getting around it. I don't want to hear. Don't listen to anybody on Twitter. That'll tell you we can't mortgage the future or we can't do this. We gotta be fiscally smart and all that other BS. That is BS. We can absolutely give up some future resources, some picks, right, to get a quality player there, right? Don't let anybody tell you that, because what would you rather have? And I'm not talking about Dylan necessarily, but I'm just saying, would you rather have that first round pick or a right tackle that you know can block?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the right tackle. I don't care about the first round pick. It's not going to be a high pick because we never pick high, not anymore. And we're hit or miss. We're hit or miss. So no, man, we got to get short things now. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. We're not rebuilding anymore. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. Well, I mean, we haven't been rebuilding for a long time. Yeah. So,
Mr. J says, I still don't understand why he's cool being traded so many times, yet produces everywhere he goes. Talking about Brandon Cooks. Look, man, I'm sure he's not cool with it. But he's in that weird space where he's not a elite wide receiver, and he's always reasonably priced, and he's not necessarily in anyone's future plans. But he's a good, valuable trade chip because everybody wants Brandon Cooks, but nobody wants to keep him. Nobody wants to pay him necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you about somebody who nobody wants to pay either. This is a little hindsight here. Is maybe it shouldn't have been though. Robbie Anderson. They said since he got his extension after his career year with Teddy Bridgewater, and they switched up the quarterback and got his extension, got him the guy that made sure he couldn't get paid when he left the Jets to begin with, Sam Darnold. He's leading the league in drops, and his catch percentage has gone from about, I think it was 67, 68 down to 39.
Are you ready to talk a little Panthers? Let's get to the Panthers talk, because this is kind of tying into the Deshaun Watson talk for a little bit. Tanja, what's up, Tanja? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. We mentioned you last show. I said I haven't seen Tanja for ages. She done ditched us. I'm glad. Helio, what's up? He said, "What's up, Jose and Brodny? How you guys doing? How are you doing? Thanks for coming through." Okay, all right. The crew is here tonight.
Yes.
Brandon Cooks has a concussion history. That's what Big Q says. Yeah, but I mean, he produces.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got a production history, man.
Yes. Your local Saint, thanks for coming through. He said, y'all heard Mark Ingram back with the Saints. Yes, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. And Brandon Cooks isn't happy about it.
Very, very unhappy. And I understand. Like, what are you doing in Houston? Like, why are you even suiting up every week? He's one of the vets. He's everyone here knows he's a great presence in the locker room, great leader, has a great attitude and everything, and you shipped him out. And you got to be looking around like, why?
Yeah. What's up, Mikey? Shout out to Mikey from Off the Record podcast. I wanted to let me address this, and let's go to some Panthers talk real quick, because we have a few things to say. We have a few things we got to say about that. JB3 says, is it just me, or has Lamar slowed down a bit as far as quickness? I'm wondering, is it muscle or the amount of hits the O-line is allowing that's caused it? It could be a combination of things. I don't think there's any ailments there. I don't think he's actually slowed down. I think he is more focused on trying to throw out the pocket. Like they're trying to get the passing game going, right? They're trying to evolve. I can see them trying to evolve, and I will bail out Greg Roman a little bit in terms of this when your O-line can't block at all, and that's not his fault, right? Like he didn't put that team together. I mean, they started out bad and then they just got hurt. It is hard to get something going there, but yeah, man, like you have to revert. Like they keep having to revert back to what his normal style is, because it's not like he can get creative with the blocking scheme because he's not used to passing the ball. Right. So whatever he had in mind before, they don't have the O-line to hold up. So he always reverts back to trying, to get Lamar to run, and teams are focusing more on that part of it now.
And Danny says he gained some weight too. And I think he has a little bit. And I think he looks a little bit slower. Not significantly slower, but yeah, just a little bit. Right. But, like I said, he has been focusing on staying, his pass game. And I'm sure he wants to run less.
Yeah. What's up, Sterling?
What's going on, Sterling?
And Adeep Mahmood says, one name to watch out for is Kyle Fuller. Broncos could give him up for a fourth, prefer a right tackle, but Dillard over what we have is not much of an upgrade. It is so much more of an upgrade. You don't have anything. We don't have anything. Full compared to Avery and Westry. Nah, that's not worth it. Look, man, do I have to break out the shirt? Hashtag defund. Do you think Fuller's going to make any difference on this defense? The problem isn't coverage. It's tackling. Is Fuller going to make a difference? No. No, man. Don't worry about that. If they trade for Fuller, I would be heated. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see, like, I hear what you're saying. I don't see a trade for Fuller just because he's a guy who can't stay healthy too. And it's just like, what are you really bringing in here? Like you said, the problem on the defense is tackling. They're going to get healthy or healthier at corner. I don't think they have too much of an issue there. So I don't think that they'll be interested in a guy like Fuller. Well, actually, no, I'm not even thinking. I think I'm thinking of a different Fuller with the injuries, but it's not. I don't think that's going to be like an impact move for Baltimore. No. The places that they can make an impact with a trade are on the O-line and at running back, and I think that's honestly where they should focus.
As many picks as we spent on this secondary, for us to have to go on the street and get somebody, I don't want to hear any more talk about acquiring draft picks. Trade all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Trade all of them. All right. Listen, we got to talk about this, B. I know this is painful. I know you've been trying to avoid it. The Panthers QB woes. Oh man. Your boy.
We don't have QB woes. We have QB exactly what I told you was going to happen all offseason. That's what we have.
We've both been saying it. Panthers Nation.
I'm not directed at you. Just out there.
Listen, Panthers Nation. Look, we try to break it to you slowly. This is not a surprise that this happened right here. Okay, that there's no shock. There is no shock. This is not the beginning of the game. They're not standing for the national anthem. Okay, they're not. He's not standing there watching the defense. Okay, he's watching his offense. He's watching PJ Walker out there. Okay, because they say, hey, coach, said stand over here. Like, do I need my clipboard? No, just stand there.
Right.
No headset, no clipboard. Just stand over there next to the kickers. You see how empty the area is? That's what the kickers.
Hold your hands and look contrite.
Don't sit down. Stand up.
Comfort is for winners. Yeah, it's been ugly. And I said before the season also that it's not even all Sam's fault. They set him up for failure. They don't protect him. What do you expect him to do? He's a guy who makes terrible decisions when he gets pressured, and you said, here, stand behind this O-line who's going to allow a ton of pressure, and let's see what happens. Well, you know what's going to happen, right? Yeah. And so, the talk was that they were interested in Deshaun Watson, and that's not going anywhere at this point. It's not going to happen. And so now they're trying to put it out there that, hey, yeah, we're not really interested. Maybe we'll revisit that in the offseason. So yeah, no Deshaun Watson. obviously you're not going to call back Cam Newton because pride and ego. PJ Walker can't play.
I would be on my hands and knees begging Cam, and he got vaxxed too. Man, please.
PJ can't play. Okay, you gotta put the overlay back up. But PJ Walker can't play.
You can't, not that one. My bad.
You can't go back to him.
Yeah.
And so you took Sam out for what? Just to give him a little breather? Like, he has to be the starter moving forward. If you're Matt Rule, like, the stories out there that he talked Tepper out of drafting Justin Fields. You got to roll with Sam Darnold. That's it. There's nobody. Larry Bird's not walking through that door, right? Like, there's nobody coming to save you.
So this is painful for me as your brother, man, and seeing you go through this suffering because it's compounded, right? Like, everybody knew, well, everybody in here knew that Sam Darnold was not the guy. All right. And to hear the stories that your owner wanted to go with Justin Fields, which is surprising to me because I just assumed the owner wanted to just get a veteran, like, big name quarterback. That's why I assumed. But to hear that he wanted to go for Justin Fields and the coach talked him out of it, saying, no, we're going to roll with Sam Darnold. Right. And like you said last week, or was it no, it wasn't last week. It was on Monday or Sunday, on Sunday, that he needs to be held accountable. Right. If you get rid of Cam and you get rid of Teddy Bridgewater, you don't get Matt Stafford, you don't get Deshaun Watson for obvious reasons. You end up with Darnold and you say, no, don't get Justin Fields, stick with Darnold, and he's not working out now. You need to be fired. Yeah. But there was a report out today.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Before we get to that. Manuel, what's going on, Manuel? He says Sam was set up for failure in a second team. Why? Because Carolina doesn't have an O-line, and they didn't invest in the O-line this offseason. They can't protect him. He can't play under pressure. So it was just, it wasn't going to work anyway. But
and he wasn't intended to be the guy.
But definitely not when you don't protect him. It's definitely not going to work. So he was set up for failure.
Yeah, and I don't think they ever really believed in him. Not even though Rule didn't want Fields, that just means he didn't want Fields. That doesn't mean he wanted Darnold.
Yeah. Danity says maybe give PJ a chance. He was the best at QB in the XFL for a reason. This ain't
his first year on the team.
he was in Carolina last year as well.
Yeah.
He sucks. He also, before he rebranded himself PJ Walker, XFL legend, he played for the Colts. He was trash then too. He's fun to watch. I'll give him that. He's very fun to watch. He cannot play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. He's not good. But yes, AGE. Nobody's gonna Panthers coach gotta be fired. Oh, we're gonna talk about that in a second. Yes, nobody's gonna touch Watson right now because of the allegations. But we don't believe that he's going to be banned from football or anything like that. Maybe there's a 4 to 6 game suspension, maybe, right? But after that, he'll be back playing.
Well, and the talk actually is that the NFL kind of decided that they're not going to suspend him until around February or whenever the legal process plays out, so that he would be eligible to play.
Yeah,
it's looking like Miami may go ahead and do that deal. We'll see. We'll see if that actually, if they actually follow through with that.
There's a lot of smoke being put out there, man. I'm not even 100% sure that the Panthers are out of it.
I think they are. I think they're out of it. Again, you don't have a second round pick because of Sam Darnold. You don't have a third round pick because of CJ Henderson. It's looking like that first round pick is going to be much higher than you otherwise would have thought. I'm sure that and Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause. He gets to decide where he wants to go. And from the beginning, it was out there that he wanted to go to Miami.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. All right.
As far as Matt Rule being fired.
Yes, Matt Rule.
Well, it looks like maybe that won't be necessary because there's a report out there that Matt Rule is not all in on being an NFL coach next year. That maybe he wants to go back to college.
Now, who was it that said that? That was the college guy. Joel Klatt. Yeah. Now, Joe Klatt has a lot of sources. Okay, he's not going to say that just to say it, right? Especially like of all people, Matt Rule, right? Like he's not gonna say that just to say it. I believe there's some truth to that. In fact, and this is the danger of hiring a college coach and giving him way too much control early on and way too much say. Mm-hmm. There's a chance maybe he won't even finish the season. If this report's coming out now, USC is looking for a coach right now. Well, not a USC. Who is it? Is it USC? Texas is looking for a coach.
And USC is looking for a coach right now too.
They have a placeholder.
They haven't fired him yet.
And Texas is getting ready to go to SEC. It's the same thing I said about
what's up, living legend?
Urban Meyer, right? I can see Urban Meyer is definitely he's not making it through the season. I can see Urban Meyer definitely taking that Texas job. But if Texas says, hey, we're interested in Matt Rule, right, or USC or whoever says we're interested, maybe he says, hey, I gotta start recruiting guys. I'm out of here.
Yeah. And you know, if it's true that he's kind of not all in, you know, I this is another one of the situations where I don't even fully blame Matt Rule.
And LSU. I forgot about LSU.
Yeah, LSU. I don't even fully blame Matt Rule because, you know, he went to Temple, he kind of turned them around a bit. He went to Baylor, he turned them around a bit, right? And anybody is going to want to test themselves at the highest level of their profession if they have that opportunity.
Yeah.
Anybody would want, you know, you want to see if you're that good. And, you know, a bunch of teams were talking to him. The Giants wanted him badly. Tepper flew over to his house, gave him the pitch and everything. And if somebody shows up at your house, a billionaire shows up at your house and drops that kind of money on the table, you're going to say yes. That kind of money and that kind of power. David Tepper should have never given him the kind of power that he has. Never. I mean, I was in favor of hiring Matt Rule. I thought he would be a good coach, but you can't make him the de facto GM and give him power over everything, you know, with absolutely no experience. And you're seeing it's just going horribly. You know, they handpicked Teddy Bridgewater and turned on him mid-season, got him out of there. They went out and they signed Cam Irving and Pat Elflein to fix the O-line. Two terrible O-linemen who have never played well in their careers. Horrible decisions. They go out and they trade a second-round pick for Sam Darnold. Terrible decision, right? Yeah. And now we're not even halfway through the season, and they're obviously you know, soured on that idea. You know, there's talks out there that they're a loss away from Joe Brady losing play calling duties. This is a guy who had 5 head coaching interviews last offseason. Like, right. It's all unraveling for them, and it didn't have to. You know, you chose this.
You know, we always talk about, you know, players developing, you know, player growth and all that stuff, but we never talk about it on the coaching side. A coach, a first-time NFL head coach who's coming from college needs time to develop as a coach in the NFL. You cannot bring him in and have all the control over the team. He doesn't understand the culture. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't understand the game as well as he thinks he might understand the game, and he hasn't earned anybody's respect, whether it's player or coach, from around the league.
Yeah.
So how can he be set up for success when you just say, "Here, go out there and do all this stuff"? You have to surround him with people who have been around the game, a GM that knows what he's doing and that says, "Listen, I bring in the players, you coach them. We're also going to help you put together your staff. You can bring some of your guys in. We're going to bring some of our guys in, and that's how we're going to work it for a while. As you succeed in the league, then we'll start letting you put your staff together." That's how it needs to be done. This way almost never works.
Right. But you know, this is the Panther way, and it always has been. They're a horribly run organization, and it's shocking to me that getting rid of the racist, sexist owner, getting rid of the GM, getting rid of the coach, getting rid of Cam Newton, essentially getting rid of Greg Olsen, pushing out Luke Kuechly. You know, I'm sure he wouldn't say that, but he quit because they were tearing it down. I'm shocked it didn't equate to wins. Right? You took all the people who had NFL experience and said, "Get out. We're going to rebuild this from the ground up because that's how I do it. That's how I build programs. I'm a program builder." That's not what the NFL is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you don't just get to cycle through players in the NFL. Like the rest of the team's players aren't leaving. You're not going to just like wait them out. You know what I mean? The guys who are at the top of the league are going to stay there for a long time. Dak Prescott's not going anywhere. Lamar's not going anywhere. Justin Herbert, Pat Mahomes, those guys, they're not going anywhere. You can't wait them out. You have to just build up the team that you have, not tear it down and say, I'm just going to do it my way with my college guys. I'm going to get all the players who played for me. Hey, I'm going to get all these guys who are already proved in the league that they couldn't play, and I'm just going to coach them up. That's not how the NFL works.
It's not. Couch Rider Raven has got to head out, guys. He wants to know, do you have any questions for Mark Clayton? He's going to have Mark Clayton, former Ravens wide receiver, on his show coming up. So if you got any questions, send him an email. Subscribe to his channel. He has all the information over there. Send him an email and just send your question, and he'll ask Mark Clayton when he do the interview. All right. And thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Couch.
Okay. Do you want to bring Derek on?
I just showed him the link, so I'm sure he'll be here in a minute.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, just with Carolina, they started out 3-0, playing against nobody. They've lost their last 4. It's not all, all hope isn't gone, I guess, for this season. They're getting back Shaq Thompson. They're getting back Justin Burris. They're getting back, or not getting back, but they're getting Stephon Gilmore probably this week. So, we should see the defense kind of pick it up again. They've been lacking the last few weeks, but they have been hit hard by injury. And it's not just, a few guys are out. The backups come in and they're playing on special teams and starting, and they're just, they're not good enough to start, and they're getting fatigued. You're going to see, the starters come back and kind of stabilize that situation. I think you'll see a defense not as good as in the first 3 weeks, because they weren't playing anybody, but definitely not as bad as what they've had the last month or so.
Yeah. All right. Before we bring our guest on, 44 people in here, make sure you're hitting that like button, guys. Also, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Also, if you want to support the show, we're going to give you a couple ways that you can do that right now. The first way is right below me. The third one at the very bottom, patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. We have a lot of stuff there. We have 2 tiers, a $3 tier and a $10 tier. Be real quick. Tell them what they get for those tiers.
So in the $3 tier, you're going to get an invite to the Overtime Show. That's the show we do after the live show every Wednesday. We have all the patrons in there, and we talk about anything and everything. It's a lot of fun. You also get entrance into our Survivor League. That's, you make a pick every week. If your team wins, you move on. If they lose, you're out. The last person standing gets a trophy at the end of the season there. For the $10 tier, you get both of those things. You get an on-screen invite into the Overtime Show, so you can join the stream and talk with us. You get entrance into our yearly fantasy football league, which is going to be a dynasty league moving forward, where we are giving away custom championship belts for
look at
the champions every year.
Look at that.
Things aren't really going well in that league so far.
Going great for me.
Shout out to Mr. J, who sent some reinforcements my way in the form of Marlon Mack and Darren Waller.
Yes, B
Mr.
just
J,
took,
who is inexplicably 5-1. I don't understand it. I looked at his roster. I don't know how it happened, but
hold on. B, we failed to mention B took two major losses this week. His Panthers lost, and his team lost to this guy right here. That's right. Beat down. I'm still in it, guys. I'm still in it.
Not in anything.
Look, our division is a tight race, but I'm still coming for that belt. All right. So that's one way you can support.
He says he's coming for the belt as well.
Everybody's coming for my belt, guys. See, that's
but also for that $10 tier, you can request content, articles, videos, anything like that. And both tiers will get you entrance into our Discord.
That's right. Yes, the Discord's a lot of fun as well. And also on a ticker right below us, that's the link to our store, lbhtshow.com/shop, where you can get dope stuff like this. Yes, Lamar 8 is the way. 8 is the way. All right. And if you guys don't know where that's from the Mandalorian. This is the way. All right. When we just put up some more stuff on there, Derek can tell you he just ordered something from the shop, man. It's good quality clothing. Who else? Somebody else got something not too long ago.
Tony Hendo got himself some merch too.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check out the shop. We have a lot of stuff up there. Also water bottles, mugs, cell phone cases, things like that. But just check it out. There's a lot of merch there.
All right. So we're gonna bring our guest up. It is time for you gambling degenerates to get your questions in, get your paper ready, write down these bets that Derek is gonna give you. All right, let's bring him up. Bring him up. What's up, Derek?
What's going on, Derek?
What up, everybody?
Derek, how did we do last week? How did we do?
Well, we crushed it. It was 4-1 week last week.
Nice.
The Panthers game was basically a lock. The Colts game, that was a blowout. We had plus points there.
Yeah.
The Saints game, we had plus points there, and that came down to a field goal, so we covered that. As I said, I was on the Bengals, and you saw they came out and did what they did to Baltimore. So yeah, it was a good week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking to capitalize on some of the same things this week. The first game right off the bat, I know at the beginning of this, I said I may not take a Thursday night game all year. Well, I was actually on this number before the COVID news broke. I saw the number at 3.5 with the Cardinals favored. I thought that number was too low. I jumped all over it. Wake up the next day, news breaks, COVID, no wide receivers for the Packers. Line instantly jumps to 6.5, 7 points. So I feel good where I'm sitting right now with the Arizona Cardinals. My next pick on the week, I'm looking at Tampa Bay minus 4.5. They're a strong team. They're playing strong. I forget who they're going up against. I think it's they might be playing the Saints this week.
Hang on just a second, Derek. Agent E says he wants that belt and we'll pay $600 for it. Sold. Hit up the Cash App, drop your address, and it will be on the way
tonight.
Go ahead, Derek. My bad.
So much for that gentleman's league, y'all. But yeah, I do like Tampa Bay in their matchup. Fairly close spread. At 4.5, that's where you can see a field goal, maybe mess things up at the end, depending on how the game goes. Third game on the week, because there's no Baltimore game this week with the bye. So I got an extra game compared to typically. But moving on to the Carolina game, I'm taking Atlanta. I hate saying it. I don't like it.
I knew that was coming. I mean,
honestly, I may have sounded crazy when I took Philly in the points. I should have done the same thing last week.
What's the line on that game, Derek?
Atlanta minus 2.5, and it's at Atlanta, so you're basically talking about a pick'em game because of the home field advantage.
Look, man, I think I'm going with Carolina, man.
I
think I'm going with Carolina.
And if you've read some of my articles that's been up on the website in the past, you've sort of seen my opinion of the Panthers this year is if the defense doesn't win the game, they're not winning the game.
You're getting a lot of people coming back this week. Potentially.
That's a little iffy, and especially with this I don't want to necessarily say the coaching staff or the medical staff, but there's not a good track record with them handling injuries and getting people back onto the field.
That's true.
But yeah, I do like Atlanta in this game. Even with their struggles, they've seemed to be more consistent. And when you got a team that's coming out and can't score in the second half, can't put up points, it doesn't matter how strong a defense they got. It doesn't matter what they come out and do in the first half of a game. You're talking about potentially losing that game.
Tony says Panthers about to go on a run.
Tony.
Okay, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, they're going to run back to the cellar because I've been saying they was bottom 5 since.
You've been very consistent about that. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So for the Sunday night game, I'm on Dallas for that game. I saw the line at 1.5, basically, or they favored 1.5, basically a pick'em game. I think that line's too close for a team like that. Even a close potential game, I don't think it's going to come down to a field goal, because that's basically what you're looking at, losing the game by. Something strange like that. You're not really going to see some sort of 1-point scenario unless things fall exactly the right way. But I do like Dallas in that game, and so I'm taking them minus the 1.5. And then on the Monday night game, my only underdog on the week, I'm taking the big spread in the points, so I'm taking the Giants. Not sure how Ferris might feel about that, because he says he loves them, but yet I don't hear him actually say anything good.
It's tough love. It's tough love. That's all it is.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be on the Giants in the big spread this week, getting the 9.5. I did see that number start to touch double digits, so it'll be interesting to see how that game goes. But on the week, I'm taking Arizona minus 3.5, Tampa minus 4.5, Atlanta minus 2.5, Dallas minus 1.5, and then Giants as the lone underdog at plus 9.5.
All right. There we go, man. Appreciate it. So we came we started out the season slow, but now we're on a roll. Okay, we're on a roll. And if anybody's got any questions, man, you make sure you hit him up, because he's about to start making us some money.
Man, it's going to keep that roll going, betting against the Panthers.
You say it like it's the first time I've done it this year.
No, I said you're going to keep it going. That is depressing.
I got to have a lock.
I told people when I first came here, I'm going to try and tell you the smart play. You ain't necessarily got to like it. Sometimes you ain't even got to believe in it, but sometimes you can't go wrong with a smart play. And so if you're telling me I got to pick this game, I am not picking the Panthers. And in fact, you probably, if you're in the Discord, might even catch me on some sort of third quarter spread, fourth quarter spread, taking Atlanta, because this team is not scoring in the second half. And you are not winning games without a lack of point production in the second half. When I say they're not scoring, their special teams has just as many scoring plays, not touchdowns, scoring plays as the entire offense the entire season.
What are the odds that Sam Darnold gets benched again?
Odds? I got a better one for you. What's the odds Sam Darnold doesn't start?
Oh, no. Rule said he's going to start. Rule said he's this guy still.
Is that the same guy that said Christian McCaffrey was going to be sidelined for 3 weeks, and then when that 3 weeks ran up, he was on IR?
Don't be coming on here calling people liars.
I'm not calling anybody a liar. I'm saying I'm repeating exactly what he said and put out to the press.
RTV wants to know what app can he use to make bets.
I typically I'll mess with Bet Online. Depending on what the laws and regulations are wherever you live, depending on the state, you may not have access to someone like FanDuel or DraftKings. But Bet Online's one that I use. There's a few out there. Bovada's another one. But also you might have access to I forget which casinos it is, but like a Caesars or a BetMGM, depending on where you live. But this is all pretty much geographical.
There you go. All right. And Ron has his bets right now. He's got the Broncos +3, Green Bay +6, and Bears +4. What are your thoughts, Derek?
Well, I'm on the other side of that Green Bay game.
Okay. All right.
Because I would still take the Cardinals at +6, because like I said, I thought that -3.5 was low. I expected to see something more like a 4 or a 5. And when I saw that 3.5, I jumped on it then. This was probably Sunday night, Monday night, somewhere in that range. The Bears, who are they playing?
The Bears, I can tell you right now, they are playing.
49ers.
49ers, yep.
That might be the way to go with that game because, as I've said in the past and in the Discord the team total unders I've been on, the Bears have been one of those teams that I've targeted. And the 49ers are probably another team that you could lump into that category. So a low-scoring game, the Bears might actually have the potential to cover a 4-point spread. But that's my main concern with that play there is how many points can the Bears actually put up.
Yeah.
All right.
And then with the Broncos, there's too much going on there. I would probably just stay off that in general.
Okay. All right. Well, appreciate it, Derek. If you guys want to see more Derek, he usually hangs out with us in the Overtime Show, which happens right after this show. If you want to be a part of that, go to patreon.com/LBHT Show. He's also in the Discord. And be on the lookout soon. He's going to be starting his own YouTube channel. We're going to give you that information once we have it all set up. All right. Derek, much appreciated. We will see you soon, brother.
See y'all next week, fellas.
All right. All right. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Bonus time. Bonus time. I know. Look, I'm seeing the chats, guys. Like, look, you guys have been showing up, full force, man. We appreciate it, and we told you, like, as this channel grows, we're not going to be able to read the comments, every single comment like we used to. So make sure you're hitting up, not super chat. We don't do super chats. All right. Make sure you hit up the Cash App or the Streamlabs. Okay, that's how you can guarantee that your comment gets read. And we're going to just read as many of these comments as we can, especially in bonus time. All right, so This is a time, whatever you want to talk about, There's a lot of news stories out there that we don't get to a lot of times, but we're watching and we're paying attention. So you want to bring something up like that Blackhawks story? You heard about that? We might talk about that in the Overtime Show.
Right. Mr. J says, you mean to tell me Allen Robinson may score? He might score, or he might sit because he gets traded. We'll see. It's fun. It's fun like that in Chicago.
Yeah.
Should Mike Tomlin have been offended? I think so. Yes, absolutely. Even aside from just the fact that he's one of the best coaches ever, he's never had a losing season, and you're talking about, hey, why don't you go to this garbage college team and try and turn them around? He should be offended because he's on the same candidate list as Jeff Fisher.
Yes. I mean, in his question at the end, do you ask Sean Payton those same questions? No. Right? Like, what? Where did that come from? Like, just out of nowhere. And
it came from what was it? Carson Palmer, I believe, kind of floated it out there that he might be a candidate.
Look, I'd be cursing Carson Palmer out. Like, man, let me bring my name up in that.
This is for you, Mr. J.
I would not play any player prop for Bears. Yeah.
Bear says the Kraken won last night. Well, congratulations.
Fair. So you're gonna be in the Overtime Show. We can talk about this Blackhawks story a little bit. I want to discuss that. I've been reading up on that. That's some sick stuff over there.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing in with Washington as well, right? Like they asked a former employee, what would they find if, or what would we see if they released the results of the investigation? And she said serial sexual harassment and serial sexual assault.
And I think that's the most obvious stuff, right? Like the things that we've heard so far. I mean, those weren't isolated incidents.
Right.
You don't get to the point where you're doing those things unless you're totally comfortable because you've done it so often.
Yeah.
So I think that's the obvious part. What else?
And that's what the league is covering up for them.
The league is covering up.
And I'm sure it's happening all over the league. That's not just a Washington football thing. That's a everywhere thing.
Yeah, and they're using a weak excuse, trying to say, "Oh, well, we're trying to protect the ones that don't want it to come out," or some nonsense like that.
No, I'm talking about the Washington football team.
Yeah. Mark Davis even said he wants all of it to come out. He's like, "You got my guy fired,"
Well, Mark Davis, who was sitting there, I saw on Twitter, one person said he was sitting there waiting for his parents to pick him up from school. He had the backpack on and everything.
Yes.
Agent E talking about Mike Tomlin says, why would they target him to coach college football? I think that may have been just Carson Palmer doing some speak it into existence kind of thing. He went to USC. I'm sure he wants to see them bounce back from what they've been. And I'm certain that Mike Tomlin would get the job done, but no, he's not going anywhere.
Ron wants saying Robert Straver, Phoenix Suns owner, sexist racism story coming up. I thought it would have come out already because they reported that like 2 weeks ago.
I don't think it's been quite that long, but they just said it's coming.
Something's coming.
And then Phoenix put out their statement that it's not true and everything. So I mean, we'll see when it comes out. I want to say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm anticipating that story.
Yeah. Yazar, what's up, Yazar? Do y'all see Lamar becoming a free agent? No.
It's so rare for top quarterbacks to hit free agency, and I think intentionally so from the league. They don't ever want to see a player like Lamar hit free agency and have everyone see what they're actually worth.
Yes.
Because Pat Mahomes got a 45 million, is it per year? If he had hit free agency, it would have been way more than that.
It seems ridiculous, right? When I say he should ask for 50 million, but if he would have hit free agency, if he was just a true free agent, he could easily get $60 million per year. He could easily get that, and everybody's like, "Oh no, he wouldn't get that." He would easily get that. And that's what, and like you said, that's what the league doesn't want to see happen. What's up, Deshaun? Deshaun says, I just peeped.
No, I just saw that. We're just moving on right now.
Oh, you playing Deshaun this week?
No, I don't think he said I'm not on his schedule.
You're not on his schedule. He said you ducking him. You ducking the smoke.
And why would I specifically duck you, Deshaun? Apparently, I can't beat anybody, so it doesn't matter.
What's up, Jay? Thanks for coming through. Danity says NFL said they won't be punishing Deshaun for now. Yeah. Should he start where he's traded? I
think so. And until it all gets sorted out, he can just play, right?
Yeah, because whoever trades for him, you're going to give up a lot for him. So if he can play, you're going to play him.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. But this is the messy part. This is exactly why I've never been a fan of the NFL getting involved in players off-field issues, because they just don't know how to handle stuff like this. And you set the precedence by doing it to other players. So now it's just like everybody's looking like, well, you did it to this person, you did it to this person. How come you're not doing it to this person?
Right. Exactly.
Just stay out of it.
Yeah. And the problem for the NFL has always been and always will be that they take public relations into account when they're making their decisions, and you can't do that
sometimes.
Well, no, I think they do it all the time, and it goes either way, right?
Yeah.
The Giants kicker got suspended for one game because nobody knows who he is, and they thought, hey, maybe nobody will talk about it, right? Ezekiel Elliott got suspended for 6 games because everybody knows who he is, and everybody was going to be talking about it no matter what. And they said, hey, we can't look weak on Ezekiel Elliott, so we've got to suspend him. He's a premier player on the premier franchise in the NFL. We've got to come down on him, and you can't hand out punishment that way. That's not how it works.
Yeah. All right, I see some contract offers for Lamar in the chat. Raven Ron says 6 years, $400 million.
What's up, Godson?
What's up, man? Mr. J says 10 years, over 10 years, $500 million. I would never want to see Lamar sign a long-term deal like that.
Yeah.
I want Lamar to do 3 or 4 year deals. Okay. 3 or 4 year deals. I want $50 million per 100% guaranteed. That's what I want for Lamar. All right. And I don't want to hear anything about this team not having it. You better find it.
Agent E says, I don't think Deshaun is not going to play this year, guys. I just don't see it happening. Like, if he gets traded, if Miami trades for him, he's playing. Okay?
Yes.
You're not making that deal otherwise.
Right.
Because you're going to take the backlash. You're going to take the heat for trading for Deshaun Watson. And you're not doing that unless you get him on the field.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I'm a fan of Tua, and I think Tua. I think he could become a good quarterback in this league. He needs some more time, but what Brian Flores is doing over there, I mean, I think he's ready to win sooner rather than later, right? And he's being aggressive and getting players in there that can help him win now. So I can't blame him for what he's doing. Because I do think if you get Deshaun Watson in there, you'll see a different Miami team.
Yeah, and and I forget who it was now, but I've seen somebody point out that the league doesn't really give quarterbacks time to develop. And if they did the way they used to, sitting people 3, 4, 5 years, you'd see a lot more quality starters. But all the players come in, they have to play immediately, or, they get drafted a little bit later and they never really get to play. But like a player like Tua probably shouldn't have been starting from day one.
True.
He probably shouldn't have started in his first, second, third year. He should have been sitting and developing, and then he would be a quality starter. Obviously you're not going to have him starting for, 500 years like Tom Brady, apparently, because he's leading the league in passing again. But, you have better than journeyman players who can be a bridge. Maybe they're not elite guys, but they can be your starting quarterback for 7, 8 years and until you get to that next draft pick. But the league doesn't really do that because most coaches and GMs don't have the security to be able to sit guys and develop them and plan for later.
Yep. All right. A couple more and we will get out of here. Lamar better go to work than straight home. They'll be trying anything to low ball players. So like B has mentioned before, a quarterback getting hurt doesn't devalue him. In fact, in some cases, it might raise his value, because if you take a look at Dak Prescott, they were not trying to pay him last year until he got hurt and was out for the season. And they're like, we'll give you everything.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes you don't know what you have until it's gone. And you do not want to see what this team would look like without Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson were to get hurt, right? Fingers crossed he doesn't. If he were to get hurt and we had to finish the rest of the season without Lamar Jackson, that $50 million a year is coming. Right.
Like he says, whatever he does, don't go to Washington. Tua would be better off not playing anymore. You're not feeling the Taylor Heineke show?
Taylor is such a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
Is Quan watching?
Listen,
all right.
Kirk Cousins made it out of that meat grinder just fine. All right. He's making more money than anybody.
Yeah. All right, guys. So no Ravens this week. Panthers are playing. Are they playing at 1:00?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Oh well, this is our Sunday. We can't even stream on Sunday. Maybe we'll give you a Monday reaction. Yeah, we can't do it this Sunday. So Monday we'll do a Panthers reaction video. All right. So all our Panthers fans out there, I know it's only a handful. Come support, man, and tell your other Panthers buddies, come check us out. We'll do a quick live stream.
What's up,
Taylor's better. Oh, here we go.
Oh man, I'm glad you. I'm glad you put this up here. Raven Ron, should LeBron and Westbrook alternate minutes and not on the floor at the same time? Westbrook looked good yesterday.
Yes.
I think to an extent, but I'm glad you put this up there because I do want to mention that the Lakers, without LeBron right now, are stomping out the Thunder. It's 30-14.
Well, who do the Thunder have?
It doesn't matter. They're an NBA team. All right. That's a professional basketball team over there. Okay. Doesn't matter who's on the roster.
Okay. Dandy wants to know, when your NFL team is playing bad, which other NFL team sports media do you watch or listen to feel better? I listen to Jets media for this reason. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't like benefiting from the sorrow of other people. But I'll say this.
Not in the Schadenfreude.
No, but Cleveland media is always entertaining to listen to.
The answer is Cleveland. And it doesn't even matter what sport you're talking about. The answer is Cleveland.
They are, because
even when their teams are good, they are insufferable.
They are. But when they're bad, like, listen to let the Browns lose this week and just go to any Cleveland media, right? Except for Quincy. Quincy is one of the more like level-headed ones out there. So, you guys probably know who Quincy Carrier is. He's been on Engraven's channel a couple of times, and he's on AFC North Talk with Sonny. Real level-headed dude. He knows football really well. He's one of the more reasonable guys out there. But outside of him, just look around. You'll find him. You'll find him.
I know y'all aren't gonna want to hear this, but I am rooting for the Steelers this week. They're getting that win over Cleveland.
They're playing. That's gonna be entertaining. Where's Suge at? She's gonna show up in the overtime show. We gotta show Lamar this shirt. No, you gotta show Lamar this shirt.
Listen, okay? The real answer is none of y'all better show Lamar that shirt.
Lamar wouldn't shut us down. He's not that type of person. He might ask for one. We'll send him one.
I don't know why you would show it to Lamar anyway. That's not Lamar on the shirt.
If you guys like this shirt, look, send us your thoughts, because we're putting new designs and stuff on the store. And look, we're not designers, like we're just putting stuff up there that we think you might like. Give us some feedback, right? You don't have to necessarily purchase anything, but just give us some feedback, what you like, what you would want to see, right? Go to the store. I'll put the link up there again so you can go just check it out. Go on the site, right? We're always making changes around here. All right, lbhtshow.com/shop. If you just go to lbhtshow.com, I mean, we have everything on there. All right, we put audio podcasts on there, which is just a audio version of this show. B writes articles. Derek, who was just on here earlier, he writes articles. All right, we have a shop on there, so just go around there, check it out. We have some new designs too for the Halloween season. If you look on our Instagram or Twitter, you'll see us posted on there. So yeah, man, let us know. Fans of Lunch Money Bets, there will be a video for playoff odds in the near future. D-Weezy. That's right. So there you go. All right. It is time for overtime. If you want to be a part of the overtime show, go to patreon.com/LBHT show. Okay. That's where you sign up. It's a lot of fun. If you don't want to sign up, that's cool. We will see you maybe on Monday. Talk some Panthers victory. All right. Everybody else, the patrons, we will see you guys in a few minutes. The rest of you guys have a good night. Be safe, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.